It has been a while, but now before disclosing the figure, I'd like to do something very particular in mine, which is basically opening this box, because let's be honest here, I never had a figure this big in my collection before. Now, if you've seen before, the Joytoy production line, and of course the Warhammer franchise. Please help me. I've become
addicted at this point.
So, let's open this box. So let's be very careful. The Imperial 9. And as you can see, a marvelous film indeed. You can see the Imperial Knight of House Terran. Of course, the Imperial Knight again. Promo images. And the holy image of a carcass you call an emperor. Let's put them in the center and let's open this guy up. Okay, some styrofoam. Plastic wrappings and ooh-wee! Do we have something very special here? Oh! Wait, some parts fell off again. The head. Let me reattach them. How do you reattach them? Okay. And here you have a giant king crab. That's what I like to call it. The upper torso. Although a problem I have, just right out the box is, if you can see here, there's a big paint blotch. This shouldn't happen with especially figures at this price, but let's try to fix it. You see there's some paint dust here, which I thought was paint blotch at first, but it's just dust.
Warp dust!
Rotating autocannon. As you can see, the helmet, there's a paint blotch here. Just in case. Oh, they do disappear. Some instructions, especially regarding how to connect the head and turn on the lights. CR927. Thank goodness I had Marnius Calga before, because I have plenty of CR927s at this point. And you have the pilot. Here you have the pilot with his hands, his helmet, and extra hands. Human figures aren't too impressive, but they do get the job done, and this is how a normal human actually looks compared to your bulky Space Marine. Another loose fallen part. As you can see, you have the legs. Bloody big. And are these die cast? I think they're die cast. Jesus, they put die cast here? I did not notice, but the legs are made out of course, plastic and die cast. Yeah, it came from here. It's not my first time actually building, or actually touching a mech figure. As you can see from the skid, House Terran. And here you have, let's get rid of the wrapper. The chainsaw. The ultra big chainsaw. Mass 40, what do you call it? House Terran. And Jesus, this is a big guy. Oh, and that weathering is... The weathering... Actually, to be honest, the weathering here is really well done. It's really well done. Light plastic, of course. The insignia of the Mechanicus. And is it? Yes, it is. The chain blade. The blades actually move, although this time they are composed out of rubber, so of course you can't do this. Okay. Liking it so far. Minus a few paintbrushes. And of course, here you have the giant cannon. I have to do my research. Of course, I don't think this gun's as powerful as those seen on the Bane blade, but nonetheless, bloody hell, this is big. Of course, a little ditching, but let's just take a little, what do you call, some FV pots here, but just call it battle damage at this point. But nonetheless, ooh, impressive. The Mechanicus insignia here. He's composed out of die-cast. Again, the joints are made out of die-cast, so you won't have the real great Sinanju problem. Okay, where's the cannon?
It can move! It's alive!
And of course you need this big gun for some, how should I say it, long-range encounters.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
But for close range, this guy's of course the key. Those Chinese factories aren't pristine compared to their Japanese counterparts. Or Joytoy is not as defined as high as. And here we have the Joytoy Imperial Knight of House Terran in its full glory. And just by looking at myself, you can say this guy's massive. 53.7 centimeters. Massive. You can see some paint scratches, if you want to call that, or battle marks. It kind of fits with the weathering here, but not sure if these were intentional. If they weren't, you kind of screwed up in the QC department, but the weathering is fantastic. The insignias are fantastic as well. Oh, as you can see, it says here Mars and the Mechanicus insignia. Let's see how hefty this guy is. He is hefty, but not as hefty as expected. Die, Xenos! Burn, heretics! Burn! This is what you call a man-child. Rope movement's great. I almost forgot to mention. The cockpit opens. And you can see, ooh, that is well detailed. That is well detailed from the computers, machine whispers, to basically an Iron Throne at this point. I don't have any other kaiju figures for scale comparisons. So I'll just bring in the original Michael Dorsey Godzilla design. And you have Godzilla here. Godzilla's not doing shit here. Well, here you have it for the unboxing. And now I'll just talk about the review. Whew,